For most of the 20th century, Hollywood sat on the throne of global entertainment. Movies were not just a form of storytelling but a cultural force, the place where dreams were manufactured, stars were born, and billions of dollars were generated. But over the last 2 decades, a quiet shift has been unfolding, one that very few in Hollywood wanted to acknowledge until it became undeniable. Video games have overtaken films not just in cultural influence, but in sheer financial power. And at the heart of this seismic transformation sits one franchise, Grand Theft Auto. With its upcoming release, GTA 6 isn't just another entry in a successful series, it is a case study in how an interactive medium surpassed the spectacle of cinema. Redefining what it means to entertain, engage, and monetize an audience. To understand the scale of this shift, you have to look at the numbers. Hollywood's biggest blockbusters still make headlines with billion-dollar box office figures, but when GTA 5 launched in 2013, it generated $800 million in just 24 hours and crossed $1 billion within 3 days. That wasn't just a record for gaming, it was the fastest-selling entertainment product in history. Since then, GTA 5 alone has gone on to earn over $8 billion, dwarfing the lifetime gross of films like Avengers, Endgame or Avatar. And this isn't an outlier. Games like Call of Duty and FIFA consistently rake in revenues that Hollywood would kill for. But Rockstar's masterpiece highlighted something deeper. It proved that audiences no longer just wanted to watch stories, they wanted to step inside them, to live them, and to return to them over and over again. The genius of this lies in how games have redefined the relationship between creator and consumer. Hollywood sells a 2-hour experience. A ticket is bought, the movie plays, and the transaction ends. Games, on the other hand, are designed for longevity. GTA doesn't just end when the credits roll. Its open world is a digital playground, a place where players can invent their own stories, experiment with chaos, or simply exist in a living, breathing city. This replayability creates a kind of stickiness that films can't replicate. Where Hollywood counts on sequels and reboots to bring audiences back, games generate loyalty by offering infinite variations within the same release. GTA Online, for example, transformed GTA 5 from a one-time purchase into a recurring revenue machine, with microtransactions and expansions fueling profits years after the initial launch. Hollywood tried to adapt with streaming subscriptions, but the interactivity of gaming gives it an advantage that movies can't touch. This shift also speaks to a cultural change. For decades, movies held the monopoly on spectacle. The biggest special effects, the most dramatic soundscapes, the most breathtaking visuals were found on the silver screen. But gaming has caught up and, in many cases, surpassed it. The budget for GTA 6 is rumored to exceed $2 billion, dwarfing most Hollywood films. With that kind of investment, games now deliver cinematic quality visuals, Hollywood-caliber performances, and storylines that rival the most complex TV dramas. When a player enters a world as detailed as GTA's, they are not just spectators, they are participants in a dynamic narrative where every choice feels personal. That intimacy creates a deeper bond than film can offer, making players not just fans but inhabitants of these fictional universes. What makes this transformation even more striking is how it flips the economics of entertainment. Hollywood relies heavily on opening weekend numbers, marketing blitzes, and global distribution networks to secure profit margins. Games, by contrast, are event-based launches with almost no middlemen. When GTA 6 releases, digital downloads will dominate, cutting out theaters, distributors, and much of the overhead that films require. The profit margins are higher, the engagement longer, and the community more active. Players share clips, mods, and theories, creating an endless cycle of user-generated content that doubles as free marketing. Hollywood depends on press tours and billboards. Rockstar depends on the internet doing its work for them. There is also something psychological at play here. Movies provide escape, but games provide agency. A blockbuster film can dazzle you with visual effects, but it never asks you to make a decision. GTA thrives on choice, the freedom to obey or rebel, to build or destroy, to test the limits of the sandbox laid before you. That empowerment is addictive, especially to generations raised in digital spaces where interaction is second nature. It is no coincidence that while cinema attendance has stagnated or declined, gaming has grown into a $300 billion industry. People want to feel like participants in their entertainment, not just passive observers, and GTA embodies that desire better than anything Hollywood can offer. The rise of gaming over Hollywood doesn't mean film is dying. but it does mean the crown has shifted. GTA 6 will not just be another game release, it will be a cultural moment watched by the world, a launch that could easily outgross the biggest movies of the decade in a single weekend. And while Hollywood struggles to adapt to changing consumer habits, Rockstar and companies like it are redefining the future of entertainment with every release.